I've studied literally thousands of Streets raids. I kinda have a problem to bring you everything you need to know about Streets of Tarkov, from PMC spawns, all extracts including Scav and PMCs, and the best spots to loot on the map. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So this is just the general map overview section where I will take you around the map, show you where everything is, give you tips as I go. However, we'll get more in depth on things like the spawns, loot spawns, and stuff like that in the other sections of this video. So here I am right now in about the middle of the map. We are in the street that essentially goes down the middle of the map, vertically. When you look down this way, you'll see this giant clock tower, and that's how you know this is the south. So right here down this street, that is the south of the map. This way up here, this is the north of the map. Now, Streets is built in different sections. So the section up here, as you can see, with the big, what is it called? The Pinewood Hotel. So the Pinewood Hotel, this is in the top right section of the map. Now, we have this section across from the Pinewood. This will be your, like, residential section of the map. Then back here, you'll have your car dealership section of the map. Right here, across from the car dealership section, we have the industrial section of the map. And then back there, kind of where the clock tower is, we have the theater section of the map. So now I'm just going to take you through every section, walk you through it, so you can get your bearings on the map, and I'll tell you kind of the strengths of every section as I go through them. So let's go ahead, and let's start with the Pinewood Hotel section of the map. So here I am. I know this might be a little long because the map is a little big, and unfortunately we can't. I was looking through the settings, and we can't even activate the unlimited stamina yet, but it is one of the settings that they have in the custom lobbies area, so that'll be cool when that happens. So let's walk up. So the Pinewood Hotel section is kind of full of a lot of, I would say, ration spawns, and the hotel itself has a lot of hardware item spawns that could be useful for the hideout as well. So this is the entire hotel. You can kind of go in it. Again, I'll get more in depth in the loot areas in the other sections of this video, but I'm just gonna run down now to the northern border of the map, and this is where you'll have the Underpass Extraction, which is accessed by going down there or down there. And again, I will show you where that extraction is in a later portion of the map. There's another thing I want to point out here is that there's a sniper in the north part of the map and the south part of the map. So right here is the north part of the map. If you go any further past those stairs there for the Underpass Extract, you will get shot and killed by an off-map sniper. Okay, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't go further past it. There's a sign right there. So whenever you see a sniper section, you know you're either at the north part of the map or the south part of the map. But this one, if you see this big hotel on fire, then you know you're at the north part of the map. So let's go around here. We'll go back through here. We'll go around this part of the, you might recognize this part from the trailer. Scavs are walking through this area. So we're gonna walk down this area here, so this is essentially the border now. You can loot some of these stores. You might find some ration spawns, some medical items in these. Things like juices and stuff like that. So now we're going to keep walking this way towards the edge of the map. And once we get to this street, we'll have to deal with that sniper again. So the sniper is just down there. Don't try to cross that area of the map here. That's where that sniper is. That's still the northern border. We're going to turn to our right and then keep going. So now we're going to walk through a courtyard, and shortly after, we will get to the industrial zone, which will be the next zone we'll be exploring in this video. So if you take a look around, you'll see a lot of like grassy areas. I've gotten to PvP here a few times. You can't access any of those windows, so you don't have to worry about that. But there are a lot of windows on this map, like up here in this building. You can see some weird stuff where you'll find people. I haven't really dealt with a lot of window snipers yet, but I'm sure that will be a thing later on. So after we get to this street, once we cross it, we're essentially going to be in the industrial the industrial part of the map. So let's go through this tunnel here. In this store is a lot of like food spawn, so you can see where there's a milk on that table right there. I've had a few fights here. It's a pretty nice spot to hold up in if you're getting shot at. But as we continue through this tunnel, we're going to get into the industrial part of the map, and this part of the map, as the name suggests, is very good for hideout items, technical crate spawn, like the wooden crates with a bunch of technical items in it, like screws, nuts, bolts, metal parts, this sort of thing. So I think this building right here with the glass is full of 3 technical crates, and I believe even a med crate. We have some of these buildings on our right. I believe the building, I think it's this building or the one next to it, is going to be full of some computer spawns and stuff like that. So we're going to keep walking through here. I think you can get through this building. No, is it one of these? Is it this building? One of these doors you can get through. It's very hard to tell which doors you can actually get through in this game. But maybe we'll go the outside way. Can we get through here? Can we get through here? Yep, perfect. Okay, yeah, so we can get through this door. So we're going to keep continuing here, and we should be approaching the theater section of the map soon. So again, I'm still just walking around the outside of the map just to give you guys a nice bearing of how to explore streets or how to find your way if you're in a certain part, how to get to your extraction. So this is the theater now. This is a big scav spawn. So scavs will be in and around this section or even on top of the theater. There's a few spawns here as well, like PMC spawns. I'll get into that section more as well. There's a few times where I've spawned back there. There actually is also an extraction back there. I believe it's the Courtyard extraction. And the Courtyard extraction is only available kind of like the gas station when there's a flare. So you'll see a flare right in this like doorway where you can see this gate. And that door that's closed actually might be open. I'm not really sure, but you'll see a flare here, and you want to enter that door and just run down some stairs. It's kind of very similar to the old gas station extract on Customs, if you're familiar with that. So we're gonna keep running here. So there's the theater, and right outside the theater, down these main stairs, is a massive courtyard. So you can see scavs running in the courtyard. You can see scavs around the theater there. We can get more into that in the scav section of this video. And we're gonna keep running down straight, because once we run down this way, oh look, my endurance is level 3. Perfect. That's gonna make this video a little easier to make. But right here, one more thing I want to point out is there's also a sniper sign, so be careful. But right here is actually a car extract. So if I walk down to this gate here, you might be able to see the car. So the car's not actually there, probably because this is an offline mode. But there'll be a car right here if you have the car extract open to you. I think it's called the Primorskt Avenue Taxi. It's just the car extract like it does in every map. So that's where the car is. Now we're heading, the next section we're going to be heading is the car dealership section. This is probably the most loot intensive section of the map. So let's go ahead and run this way. Now you'll see this camp right here. This camp is connected essentially to the car dealership section. And then we have the crane, the crane section over there, which is kind of bundled in with the car section. So we'll quickly run through this part. So this is out toward the back side of the car dealership. There'll be scavs here, player scavs here, PMCs. A lot of people fight over this spot. Again, I'll get into the loot in the loot section, but there's a med building there. You can crawl under. All of these storage containers are usually full with weapon attachments and various weapon attachments and medical loot. And here, same thing, you'll have medical attachments. Now we're in the car dealership, by the way. There'll be even some hideout items. There's some or car parts. There's like a car dealership. I mean, not car dealership. There's a car body shop in the back here where you'll find some various mechanical parts and stuff like that. So we're gonna run through the camp here, but this is like probably the biggest area in terms of PvP on the map. The car dealership, you actually notice we're kind of near where we spawned. Where we started the video, which is actually right there. So we're almost in the middle of the map again, but I'll take us to the outer section here in a little bit. Just one thing I want to point out is where you see this bus or this trolley, this train Scav spawn around it. So in the middle of the map where I actually started the video is another Scav hotspot. But let's continue. So we're walking towards the outside of the map now. The car dealership's right there. This is, I think it's called Sparja. It is essentially just a grocery store. So if you're looking for food items, that's going to be a good spot. There's also a section for, I believe it's hideout items, like, again, your screws, nuts, bolts, metal parts, things like that. You can find that all, and there's a back section to the store, kind of like a loading area. Well, you'll find that stuff. Sorry, guys, I just had like a few hiccups there, weird. But after that, now we are in the abandoned crane area. Right there, next to the fallen crane, actually, I think it's right there on that rubble pile. That's where the crane extract is. Do I have that extract in winter? No, I don't. So right there is where the extract is. In this building, you have a lot of weapon boxes. You'll find a few like hideout spawns, more of those mechanical items. Right here actually is a hidden stash. So I don't know if I'm going to include hidden stashes in this video yet, because honestly it'll take a long time to find all of them. So I might have a separate video for that, but we'll see. So, but just to note, there is hidden stashes on the map because there's one right there. So after that, we're going to run out the way we came in, essentially, by that truck. And I'm going to take a left down the street, and this is going to take us into the residential area of the map. So here we are. Now we're in the residential area. You can tell because there's a playground here. Man, you gotta admit, though, this map is beautiful. Very pretty. I really love all the attention to detail in some of the areas on this map, although it does need to perform a little better. But anyways, let's continue. So there's a playground there, so that's how you know you're in the residential area. It's kind of just a lot of apartment buildings and stuff like that. So in here, you'll have a few apartments there that have things like food spawns, filing cabinets, items left around. Again, more to be described in the loot section of this video. So there's a pizza place there. You can imagine you can get food there, but we're gonna keep running down. And this is essentially the it's the top left part of the map. Right here is an extract called the Scav checkpoint, and around there you can find some few hideout spawns, fabrics, and ammo. I find stuff like that around here. And then right here you'll actually have a machine gun. I've never seen anyone on it, but it's in a really good spot, especially if you need to extract here, so that could be a pretty devastating weapon. Just keep an eye out for that. In this med truck, you have or ambulance med truck. There's a med case, as you can see. Right up here is one of the PMC spawns. I'll get into it more. This is actually where I spawned in this video when I was preparing to film it. And let's keep running up this way. We'll keep running up alongside here. You can actually get through that building. As soon as I can jump, I will do that. There we go, perfect. You can actually get through this building, which will take you back to the middle of the map. So if I go this way, I think, which way is it again? Right here, perfect. And you'll notice right back here after leaving, we're back at this is the Primewood Hotel. There's the Underpass Extract, the north part of the map. And if you run down this way, we're essentially back where we started. So this is a quick little run around the outside of the map for those who might find themselves lost, because this is a very mazy map, it seems like, especially at first. But now let's get into some of the other parts that cover things like loot, spawns, and everything else. So the first spawn we're going to be talking about is one of the 2 green room spawns in the Primewood Hotel. Now this one, you have to be very careful, okay? And you'll know you get this one if you see this red text next to the wall. If you run out this door, you will immediately, if you run past this bush, you will get shot at by a sniper scav. I know, it's very confusing, but they spawn you right next to the northern border of the map. And don't pass this shrub, because you'll get shot at by the sniper scav. It's much safer to jump out this window, crouch, and there you go, and then start running back this way. You don't want to be over there, okay? Because over there is essentially outside the map. Now, when you get this spawn, there's 2 places you may want to worry about, because their PMCs could be there. And that there is a spawn in that alleyway right there. So watch out for that. And if I go back to the green room, Let's see. Let's just get right in here. Hug the door. Don't want to get shot at. There's a spawn in another green room just down that way, and that's the spawn we'll talk about next. So when you spawn here, watch there. I would preferably jump out the window and watch the spawn back there. Now we are in the second green room spawn. So when you get this spawn, you can run back out this way, which will take you towards the courtyard. Just over there is the other green room spawn. So watch this direction, probably this direction here, or under that bridge that direction if you get this spawn. Or if you decide to go the other way out of this spawn, you'll come out this way, you go through the front door, and the place you want to watch for when you spawn here is you'll get these scav people spawning at scav checkpoint, and they'll come through that way. So you have that way or the back way when you get this spawn. Here we are at the, I call this the white portable spawn. It's in the courtyard behind the Pinewood Hotel. And when you spawn here, there's two places you want to worry about, and that's to the left. So right here, there's a street, right where that yellow building is, there's a street right there. And another PMC spawn is to the left side of the street. So PMCs can run this way and around this corner. So you got to watch that spawn right there. And when you spawn here, you got to watch, of course, the green room spawns from Pinewood Hotel. The players can come from this way. So, or even this way if they go the back way. So watch here, there, and watch over there. Okay, our next spawn is in this grocery store. I always call it O-Bone because that's what this sign says, but I have no idea what it's actually called. Let me run outside here. So when you spawn in here, there's the bigger sign. There's the Nikita store down there. There are two places you gotta look out for. And the first one is that way, and that was the white portable spawn is just down that way to the right. So there's the courtyard, and PMCs could be coming from this way. And the other spawn you want to watch is either down that street or through here, and that's because you'll get the burnt house / theater spawns, and players can be coming from that direction. So now we have the Takan apartment spawn, and I'll show you why I call it that in a second. But you spawn on the second floor here. If you take it left, this door spawns closed, but I obviously opened it to get in here. You go down these stairs, the left door, again, this one spawns closed, or sorry, no, the front door spawns closed. I had to open it. So left and a right, and then you're outside. I call it Takan because there's, well, this writing here. I have no idea what it actually says, but that's what I'm going to call it. And the places you got to watch out for when you spawn here is down this way towards the theater, which is just right there, because players will spawn the other side of these stairs, and back this way because through this tunnel and around this street right here is the Obon grocery store spawn that you just saw previously to this one. This is the damaged house spawn, and that's because you immediately look to your left and you see the damaged house extract. You spawn right behind this excavator. And when spawning here, there's two places you need to worry about. One is to the left of the theater, so the spawn's down here, and that's because people can spawn in the clothing stores. And then you have these spawns on your right, which is the Takan apartment spawn. So if you run up this way, people can technically be coming from this street or on the left on this street. This PMC spawn is what I call the try-hard clothing store. You'll see why in a second, but it's basically a clothing store right outside the theater spawn. I call this the try-hard building. I have no idea what that says, so this is what I'm gonna call it. Look, there's a pigeon, okay? You can't hate me now, because pigeons are pretty cool. I don't really know. Anyways, the two spots you have to look out for when you spawn at the try-hard clothing store are on the opposite side of these stairs, and again, that's because that was the Takan hotel store right on the opposite side of this, just a little bit to the right. Then you have a spawn closer down this way, closer to the car extraction. So players can be coming from over there, and players can be coming from under here, maybe even on top of those stairs. So you gotta watch out for those spots. This spawn here is what I call the orange truck coner spawn. And the big places you want to watch out for when you spawn here is if you look to the left, down there is the Concordia spawn. So that's where you spawn in the parking garage over there. And down this way is where the theater clothing store spawns are. So there's a spawn right in there. and there's a spawn just down there. That's where the burned house is. So when you spawn here, you gotta watch to your left down that way, and you can watch down this street right there, and then you can watch this street down there. Here we have the bloody dinosaur spawn, and I call it that because there's a dinosaur with red paint right there, and it just sounds super hilarious. And when you spawn down here, there are two places you have to look out for, and that is the other parking garage spawn, which if I just walk out here into the middle, you'll see it's right behind this blue car. So right behind this blue car and the red light, there's a spawn right there. And if I go back to the bloody dinosaur, the other spawn you have to worry about, sorry about the flashing lights by the way, it's just the map. You run up these stairs from where you spawned in. Let's keep going there. Run out these stairs, out this courtyard, and the other spawn is in the crane building. So some can spawn in there, so watch out for that. This spawn is what I call the red light blue car spawn, and I'm sure that's obvious to you why I call it that. But the only thing you have to worry about when you spawn here is two places. There is the bloody dinosaur spawn, which is right back there towards the blinking lights there. So right there, just behind that red car tucked in. And the other spawn is when you exit the parking garage. So let's go ahead and open this green door here. It's also a fast way out if you just want to get outside this parking garage immediately. You run out. You can jump through that window or you can break the door, either way. And the dinosaur spawn comes out just right there, I believe it is. And then you have to watch for the crane spawn, so people who spawn in the crane building. And then you have to watch out for people who spawn, or people who get the taxi spawn coming from the theater sector over there. So here we have the fallen crane building spawn. So let me just exit this building for you so you can kind of see the outside of it. Right there is the fallen crane. And when you spawn here, there's the only places you have to watch. Let me get out here, get a better view. So you have the Concordia spawns right here, so people can be coming up from the parking garage, so watch out for these Concordia spawns. And then you have the spawns next to the APC just down this way. So spawn at that building, watch down this street, and then watch down that street right here. This is the, I call it the APC spawn. You'll know for sure if you look to your right and you see this like table of papers on it. And the spawns you have to watch out for when you spawn here are to the right. You have the crane section, so just right there, and the Concordia, so watch to the right there. And look down to the left here, and that's because people will be spawning by the ambulance and blue pickup truck, so they could run down this way. So make sure to look out in both of those areas. So right here we have the ambulance and the blue truck spawn, and when you spawn here, there's two good places you want to worry about. And that is down this way, and that leads you to the not the PMC, the APC and the crashed crane spawns. So you want to watch down this road. And then the other spot you want to watch down, and I'll show you this one. And that's because there's another spawn here, and it's just easier to show you in one take. Right here you get also spawns. This is the orange room spawn, so there's the spawn there. And you can also spawn in this orange room. When you spawn here, I don't think anyone spawns there. It's just too close, so you can spawn either there or there. And the other spot you have to worry about when spawning here is through this door. So it spawns closed, but I opened it. It's the first corner door, like you can see this corner thing. So if you go through this door, let me take you, it's a bit of a maze, so I'm just gonna show you this. You go through this door here, so straight through. All these doors spawn closed, by the way. I opened up all of them. So just to make it easier, so you go straight through these first two doors, first left, first right, and then right here you'll notice we are outside the Pinewood Hotel, and that's where the other two spawns are. So there's two spawns here, and then there's the spawns back there. And I believe that is every spawn on Streets. Now let's talk extracts. The first extract we're going to be talking about is the Underpass Extract. And this one you got to be a little careful with, so I want to bring it up to you, okay? So here you are in the northern part of the map. You can tell that because there's a sniper zone, and the sniper zones are only north and south. And the Underpass Extract can be accessed in two ways. There's a staircase. Let me see if you can see it from here. There's a staircase. It's going to take a little long. Right there. and there's a staircase right there. So let's go ahead and use the right staircase simply because it's closer. I'm gonna run down the right staircase, and once you're down here, all you want to do is take a right, and the extract is right here where all this debris is. So right in here will be that extract. But there's one more thing I want to show you. If you walk down the other staircase or you decide to run down here for whatever reason, you just have to be a little careful, because when you walk outside of the left staircase, you will be shot at by sniper scav. So I always recommend you walk through the other staircase, but let me demonstrate that here in case I die. Run out, quick left. Oh, I didn't get shot at. So if you do a quick left around that corner, you won't get shot at. But if you walk forward anymore, you'll start getting shot at by sniper scav. So do not run down this way. It's dangerous. Now let's talk about the Klimov street extraction. Now this extraction actually requires you to bring in a green flare. So a green flare won't be here. You need to bring one in and you need to fire it back here. But once you do, any point down here will become an extract. You don't want to go too far north because you'll hit the sniper scav. So you can see there's a dead person there. So anywhere down this street is sniper scav. But when you pop a flare, you can run around here like this, and you will extract. So you'll just hang out back here. You'll see a little indicator sometimes when you walk this way that it requires a signal flare. Let me see. If I walk back down this way, and then I walk back, you might see the signal flare icon. Yeah, so signal area. So that means this area back here. Once you have a green flare, you pop it, you'll start to extract from here. Okay, so now we have the sewer river extract. And right over there is the Oban. I still call it the Oban. That's that grocery store. And just down there is towards the theater and the burned house district. So when you spawn here, I would just like check down this area, check to make sure no one's looting in there. And to find the sewer extract, all you have to do is pretty simple. You run down this hole here and you run to the back, and that's your extract. So you can see right here, I am extracting. So here we are at the damaged house extract. The theater is right there, and if I turn around, there is the damaged house. All you have to do for this one is you run right up here, and you just run into the back corner right here, and then you'll start your extract. This one's pretty safe. There's not a lot of spots to camp it, unless maybe someone's guarding the house itself, but just keep that in mind that technically someone could be in there. So here we are at the Courtyard extract, and there's the theater right there, there's the tryhard store, and there's the Fox store. That's what I'm gonna call it, okay? And right back here is the green flare. So you need the green flare in order to actually use this extract. But when the green flare is there, it's kind of like the old gas station extract at Customs. There's a door here, and you just run down these stairs, and out you go. It's pretty hard to camp this one. I mean, I guess people could be camping in here, or people could be camping in these corners. So maybe just check those when you're extracting here, if you see the flare. Okay, so here we are at the, I think this is the taxi, what is it called? The Primorskt Avenue taxi extract. And just down there is the theater, the clothing store is over there, and so is the courtyard, and the corner is just over there. And right back here is where the car will be. So the car will be right here, you'll see it. And all you have to do, just like all the other car extract, you have to pay the 5,000 rubles, or if your scav karma is higher, you pay less. And you can pay right here, and then you have to wait the minute and take the extract. Just don't run too far beyond the car, because you'll get shot by the sniper scav, so be careful. But right there is the car extract. It's pretty hard to camp this. I mean, maybe people can be over there or by the theater. Scavs can be in this courtyard though, so just be careful when coming here, and you should be good to go. So here we are at the evacuation zone extract. Right over there is the Tepicon, and just down there is the playground. All you have to do for this one is run to the fence back here. This one's pretty hard to camp because there's not too many places to camp it. I mean, you might have people possibly in the playground. If people want to be really nasty, they might be behind this SUV in this corner, but just take a look at those areas and you should be good to go on this extract. So right here we have the Scav checkpoint extract. Just down that way is the truck and ambulance spawn. Just down that way is the APC and the crashed crane spawn. And right back here we actually have the extract itself. So to use the extract, you gotta run back here and then you'll be using it. The only problem with this one I can see is there's a mounted machine gun right here. So a Scav or a PMC could be sitting on this waiting for you. Honestly, it hasn't happened to me, and I don't know how often that will happen. But it is a good spot to camp, so you should be aware of that. But the extract is just right there. Okay, so here we are at the collapsed crane extract. Now, right there is the Sparja, which is a pretty common spot to loot, so be careful for players running around here. Back there is the Concordia, and just down that street is the residential area. So, to extract here, all you have to do is run to this rubble pile next to the turned up crane. Okay, I apologize for that. But right here, you can see where I'm extracting. That's where your extract will be. So here we are at the first Scav extract. Over here is the Concordia, and just down this way is the fallen crane. The only thing you have to worry about for this extract is run to the back corner here, and you'll see there's a little sewer opening. That's where your extract is. So just run back here, and you should be good to go. So here we are at the ventilation shaft Scav extract. Now, this one, you might have to be a little careful because this is actually a pretty generally high traffic area. A lot of people are in here. As a Scav, you won't have to worry about the other Scavs, but PMCs could be anywhere around here, so just be careful. But I was actually standing on top of it. It's this little tiny stone structure right here. So all you have to do is come to the top right corner of the courtyard if you're facing the theater. So facing the theater, top right of the grassy area, you'll find this extract right here, and you should be good to go. So now we are going for the Catacomb extract. It's essentially right beside the tunnel extract for PMCs. Just down that way is toward the theater district, and just toward that way is the grocery store. All you have to do is run to where you would for the tunnel, except swing a right into this door right here. And then once in here, first door on your left, and back here is the extract. Okay, so here we are in the final Scav extract. This one's called the Basement Descent. Just over there is the Scav checkpoint extract for PMCs. Through there is the coffee shop towards the Pinewood Hotel, or the Pinewood Hotel. All we had to do for this extract is right where this spawn also was. This is the orange room spawn. You have to walk just right here. Right by this door is the extract. So hug this red door and you should be extracting. Here is the first place I recommend looting. However, I will say that this is also happens to be one of the most dangerous areas on the map, and you'll see why. Well, right now. So we're actually pretty much where the video started, in the middle of the map, and that's because this middle area right outside the car dealership, which is another good place to loot, we'll get into that shortly, is full of med spawns, even injectors. It's a great place to loot, and there's dead Scavs everywhere. And dead Scavs, let me see, I think there's some even behind this truck. Yeah, there's one there, and there's one there. There's weapon boxes there. So dead Scavs can be one of the best loot boxes, technically, in the game, because they can spawn anything, including the best armors in the game, the best ammos, everything. It's incredible. So as you can see here, we have meds littered all throughout the ground. You have Salewas for your quest, all types of meds, another dead Scav there. You can look in all of these boxes. I've even seen those like tank shells that you need for the proper quest, those massive like tank shells, they can spawn in these boxes. So this is an amazing spot to loot. However, you are pretty much in the open. You're in the center of the map, and Scavs also spawn here, so you'll be making noise and you'll be attracting the attention of other players, but the loot here is actually pretty good. You can also get things like weapon attachments and bullets in this train. For some reason I can't jump in that because they put this bar right here. Thank you for that. So down in here, you can see on these chairs, there's ammo right there. There'll be various weapon attachments and stuff like that can spawn in here. So from there, the next best place you actually want to loot is attached to this area, which probably makes this area, or this is why this area is so PvP and Scav intensive as it is. So after you loot that area, there's the car dealership, and this place is also a very nice spot to loot. So on the floor here, you can find some various like utility items again for your hideout. And just back there, you'll have some ration spawns, can spawn on these chairs and stuff like that. I've been checking these beds to see if anything spawns under them, but no luck so far. So check all these surfaces here. on top of that, and all that stuff, you can check on top of those boxes there. You'll find some various utility items. And then when we go upstairs here, we have a locked door. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a keyed door, almost confident. So I fortunately don't have the key, so I don't know what's back there, but I'm sure there's some good loot back there. We have this shelf here, which can spawn more utility items. And then all up here is a bunch of weapon boxes and med items, which is pretty awesome. So we have meds that can spawn right here. We have a duffel there. Duffels, I love looting. They can spawn anything in the game, kind of like players or scav bodies can. Then you have a weapon box there, there. And on top of all these services as well can be more meds and ammo attachments, as well as this shelf unit right there. So now let's go down. Let's go down here, and we'll get into the back section. This back section might be one of the best places to do your samples quest now, and that's because all these shacks are full of very valuable med spawns and weapon attachments. So we have this shack here, so we have med spawns up there, we have a med box all on this table, we have med spawns, we have a double there, and all back here we have utility items and even more med spawns. About the same here, so I'm not going to go through all of these, but I will show you a few of them. There is the more med spawns. So you see we have a propofol there, very good and appealing meds duffel right there. We have a weapon box back there. You can jump up and get in there, as well as attachments in those boxes. As we keep going here, so we have same thing here. These will be full of med spawns and weapon attachments. There's a cabinet in there. So again, this is all weapon attachments on this table. I'm surprised there's none. Usually there's like 3 or 4. And then this is an ammo box, weapon box there. I get more weapon attachments on that table, and you can loot this weapon box there. I mean, it's pretty full. Up here we have various utility items, car parts. You can find car batteries here if you're looking for them. You can see we have nails and a light bulb there, so pretty good if you're looking for those hideout items. On that shelf too, you'll find the same thing. If we go up here, we'll find some ration spawns and more utility items. So rations can be up here on these couches. You have a duffel there. You have some tables there. I think is there computers up here? Yeah, no computers. But you can find various more ration utility spawns on these tables. And then I believe there's a bedroom back here. Let's see. I haven't found too much here. But I'm curious. Not there. Wrong door. Sorry, it's this one right here. This is the bedroom here. I haven't found too much here yet, but I'm just going to keep an eye on it. So all I've seen so far is a duffel here, but let's see. We'll continue to monitor that situation. And then back there you have the Sparja, I believe. Or is it? This might be, yeah, I think it is. So back here you have the Sparja, which is a good section to find. Can you open this door? Please tell me you can. Yeah, okay, I'm forgetting. So right here we have the Sparja. Back in this loading dock area is where you'll find more utility items for the hideout. And then in the front of the Sparja, if I can jump in here, again, same thing in here. You'll find utility items and all of these various shelves. There you go. There's the word. And then you'll be in the Sparja, which is full of just food and stuff like that. So scavs could also be in here, so watch out for scavs as you're looting. I constantly look at these lockers for bitcoins and stuff like that because that's where they spawn on other maps, but I haven't seen anything like that yet. But I'll keep looking and update you guys if I find anything. So one more loot spot I want to show you is right outside this theater, and I'm here because it's a pretty big landmark, easy to find. Find this black Jeep-looking truck. Anyway, to the left side of the courtyard if you're facing the theater. We're gonna run past it and just swing a left, and that's gonna show us this like computer building. And there's a few computers in here, nothing crazy, but a few computers in here and potential for more what's it called? Technical spawn. So run into this building, run to the left, find this open door, and in here you'll find a computer there, and I believe you'll find a computer there, and then you'll find some filing cabinets to loot, and then right in this main you'll find the duffel bag in the main room. So just a quick little building I wanted to show you, but the next place we're actually going to go to is back the way of the Jeep, and that is just down the alley past it, and that's where we'll find a few med items, but a lot of hideout and utility items. So Right here is a medical supply box. That's where you can find a bunch of meds, a LEDX if you're lucky. Past that, we're gonna run into the right side of this. But this entire building is pretty good, and that's because there's a lot of crates and items spread everywhere for you to loot. So all throughout this building, it's gonna be a pattern here. Just look in the floor, all throughout these piles. There's gonna be loot littered all throughout the floor. So there's a measuring tape there. All these shelves can be utility items, screws, nuts, bolts, all those good stuff you want, especially early wipe when they're crazy expensive. In here, we're gonna take a right and another right, and that's gonna take us into this other room. This is just another stairways to get up if you want, but let's go back this way. We're gonna run to our left here, and there's gonna be some hideout items on this table, on that shelf, on the floor here, so watch the floors again in this room. Then we're gonna keep on going down, and we'll find more stuff on the floor. You can see another measuring tape on the floor there. We have a technical supply box right there. And if you keep continuing down this way, you'll see another technical supply box, one right here. And then you'll find a few things littered out the rafters. So look towards the floor again when you're up here. You can find more hideout spawns. Then we're gonna run down here, and on these shelves here, you can find some technical hideout items on the floor in this building. And I believe I just want to exit. Hold on. Not this way. Is there another exit? Can we open this door? Nope, we can't open this door. So we're gonna have to go around. Actually, maybe we'll just go back up. So hold on, we'll go back up because there's one more technical supply box that I have to show you, and that's just over in this direction, past or down the way we came. So as you can see, this place has a lot of verticality to it. It's one thing you gotta worry about on Streets, honestly. I'm gonna drop down here. Hopefully I don't lose my legs. There it is, perfect. Drop down, and right inside this building with the broken glass, you can find hideout items littered throughout the conveyor belt. You can find them in the boxes. There's one box there. I think there's another one. Yeah, there's one box there. The shelves there, and then you have one more technical supply box right there. Another good looting location I'd quickly like to point out is just beyond. So there's the car dealership there, and there's the big pile of, or the crash and the dead scavs. It's basically the center of the map. Another loot store I want to point out is this little med building. This med shop. You can find a lot of like painkillers and good meds in here as well. So come in here, look throughout all these shelves. You can find like golden stars, injectors, things like that all throughout here and in the back. So unfortunately this time didn't get much luck, but I've done a few PMC raids and got a good amount of meds just from this little shop. So I just wanted to point it out. Now there's one more spot I want to show you independently, and it's in the industrial zone. So to the left here in this glass building again is the conveyor belt industrial building. And what you want to do when entering is come all the way down here to the left and up these stairs in this room. Oh, sorry, not up those stairs, up these stairs. Want to come in up these stairs here, and once you're in here, you want to run, take a left into this hallway, take a right, then you want to walk up these stairs right here, all the way up these stairs. Once you're up there through this hole, I promise you this is totally worth it, and you'll find this window. Now I'm gonna wait for my stamina to regen here so I don't mess this up, but you have to jump on this window. So let's jump on this window. Oh, not out the window. You want to walk off and immediately to the right, because that's where the marked room window is. So let's shift off to the left here, maybe even slow down. Actually, no, we won't slow down. Keep our speed up to the left, and then boom. You want to swing right, and then right here, we are now in the marked room. So you can see here, we have a mutant right there. Let's see what else we got. We have a CPU fan. Could be a better marked room, but this is a completely free way to get into the marked room. What else? We have a weapon box over here. Anything in the rubble. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff. Oh, another weapon box there. Probably some stuff that will spawn in this bed, I bet. And then once you're done looting that, the way you get out is you jump onto this little machine there, and then you can jump out this left window. And once you're down here, you just want to walk down to these steps, and you should be good to go. It's funny, there's not that much loose loot or that much valuable loose loot on this map, and I have a feeling that's because Streets is so big, and in order to make it runnable, they had to reduce the size of containers, loot spawns, and all that stuff, because that causes a lot of FPS stutters. So, before I end this loot section, I just want to say this map is probably going to be optimized, and a lot of other loot is going to be placed where there isn't loot already. I've just showed you 2 very good spots to loot. However, in the future, I'll definitely be posting a lot more loot videos as the map gets updated and as we find out more loot locations. And that is it for this video. I hope you learned a little more about Streets of Tarkov, and also I just want to say this video took a tremendous amount of work, so if this video helped you in any way, I would really appreciate a like, and I'll see you in the next one.